afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Woohoo! It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, the weekend. Okay, really bad dated song from 2013. Couldn't help myself. Sorry, not sorry. How you guys doing today? Hope you're enjoying your day before the weekend. If you're here in the class, say hello and let me know if you're here or not. Okay, guys, so because it's Friday, apparently you have a quiz that is due on Sunday. So today, I'm going to be helping you prepare for that quiz. So this might be your first quiz. What's going to happen on your quiz is that you're going to, of course, be tested for grammar. And what was your grammar this week? That's right, it was prepositions. So today, for the first half of the first class, we're going to do a bit of preposition work. For the second half, we're going to work on vocabulary. You know, hospital, park, zoo, all that fun stuff. So we'll try to make these activities nice and fun. And for the second part of class, we are going to do speaking practice because in your quiz, the second part of your quiz involves you recording an answer. So you're going to record your spoken quiz. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that. So for the second part of the class, we're going to work on how to answer quiz questions. And for the last class, the elective, it's going to be a reading activity, one that is called Living Next to the Sea Can Make You Happier. So that should be an interesting read, I think. Okay, are we ready? Let's get started. So you'll notice here that I have a beautiful picture that I worked very hard on. This is my bedroom. Okay, not really, but let's pretend this is my bedroom. So I've got a lot of objects here. So let's see, what do we have? We have a door. Of course, you got to get in and out of the bedroom. We have a pillow, somewhere where you can put your head and go to sleep. And we have a book. Ooh, Harry Potter, Boy Wizard. And what else do we have? We got a Pokemon poster. And let's see. Oh, we have a reading lamp, you know, so that we can lay in bed, read Harry Potter at night when it's dark. And number 6, we have a bedside table. So this is where I can put my lamp. So this is what we call a bedside table. And we also have a window so we can see the nice, beautiful weather outside. And what else? Oh, we have a cat. We have a nice little happy cat on our bed. And finally, we got a hockey stick. I like to play hockey, so I'm a sporty gal in my imagination. So this is my bedroom. So what are you going to do here? The idea is that you are going to use these prepositions to describe my bedroom. Okay, so how do we do that? Good question. Actually, maybe first we should review the prepositions. Let's do a quick little review. Okay, so on. What does on mean? So here's our little handy blue ball. So on is basically this. On. And what else do we have? Next to. So that means our beside. I forgot to write. Beside is also fine to use. It doesn't matter. Next to, beside, both are fine. And number 3, what do we have? Under. Okay. So under is kind of like this. Whoop. So let's just pretend, oh no, we have a bed. And the ball is under. There we go. So under. And on top of. Okay, so this is really similar to the first one, on. To be honest, I can't really describe much of a difference. I mean, obviously you have, oh, I'm on the bus, I'm on the train. So this is very commonly used where on top of is only talking about physical things. So for example, let's look at this picture. Okay, I don't want to give anything away. So I could say, oh, look, there is a ball on top of the bed. So that is okay to say. I could also say there's a ball on the bed. Both are fine. But remember, if you say I'm on the bus, do not say I'm on top of the bus because that's a completely different meaning. All right, in front of. All right, so what does that mean? All right, so here is our box and here is our ball. So our ball is in front of and against. Okay, now this is going to be a bit tricky. Actually, you know what? I forgot. You should probably take this out. This is a very useful tool for you to use. So here is a very good drawing of against. Okay, so here I'll draw a wall and here is a stick. So the stick is lying against the wall. Okay, if you look at me now, I'm leaning against the whiteboard. I am leaning against the whiteboard. So that's what against means. This bed, the bed is pushed up against the wall. Okay, and in between. Okay, this one I feel like you might know, pretty easy, hopefully. And woo! So the ball is in between the boxes. And finally, above. Okay, so here's our box, and here is our ball. Okay, these two are separate. So the ball is above the box. All right, so these are the prepositions that I'd like you to use in here. If you can think of other prepositions to put in here, that's fine too. Okay. Now, let's do an example together. So, example, ball. Okay, so our example is a ball. So, okay, here's our ball. So now we have to make up a sentence. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to type out the sentence to describe where the ball is. So what you could do, for example, is you could say, the ball is on the bed. Or you could say, on top of the bed. So if you say on top, you have to say of afterwards. Okay, so that's all I want you to do. You guys got it? You're okay? If you want, you could also say, the second way you could say it is, there is a ball on the bed. You could say this way as well. It doesn't matter which one you say. Up to you. Okie doke. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Okay, so we got our example. There's the ball. Actually, maybe I'll leave an example sentence up for you, just so you know what to say. The air is the noun. Okay, so again, you're going to have a noun, and then here you're going to have preposition. Okie doke. All right, so number one, door. All right, so I want you to make a sentence using the word door. And see if you can use one of these prepositions. Now, if you can't, I only want you to use each preposition one time only, okay? So if you use on once, okay, on is done. Now you cannot use on anymore. You can only use these. You understand? Okay, we haven't actually used on yet, so I'll get rid of that. Okay, so number 1, door. Can we make a sentence using door? What do we think? The door is, or there is a door. Oops, sorry, I probably just smacked the microphone there, my bad. Okay, so I got an answer. Someone said the door is next to the bedside table. Yeah, that's great. Nice. Okay, so we have next to, that's been ticked off. So the door is next to the bedside table. Very good. Excellent. All right. So remember, if you're watching this as a recording at home, try to pause the video before I answer. I want you to try practicing this grammar at home yourselves, okay? Okay, so let's go into number 2. Okay, pillow. Pillow. What do you guys think? Where's the pillow? Where's the pillow? Where's the pillow? Okay, someone has answered. They said the pillow is on the bed. All right, yeah, that works. The pillow is on the bed. Okay, so we've used on. That we can't use it anymore now. Bye-bye on. Number 3, book. Okay, can you guys find the book? Where's the book? Okay, I kind of already put numbers, so it should be pretty easy. Where is the book? I need you to tell me. I can't find my book. Can you find my book? Somebody found my book. Okay, and they said the book is under the bed. The book is under the bed. Okay. The book is under the bed. All right, we're getting right through this. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry, I totally blanked out there for a second. Number 4, the poster. The nice Pokemon poster, my beautiful Pikachu poster. Isn't it so adorable? Actually, there seems to be something a little bit off with it. Like I said, I'm not a very good drawer, but I tried. So where is the Pokemon poster? Where is the Pokemon poster? What do you guys think? Okay, someone said the poster is on the wall. Yeah, technically it is on the wall, but notice we already used on. So we could say, well, I'll leave it up there because that is one way to say it. There are more ways to talk about this though. So it's on the wall, but let's try and use a different preposition. Where's the Pokemon poster? Think of another one. Okay, we got another answer. The poster is above. It's above the bed. Very nice. Good. So the poster is above the bed. Good. That's what I was hoping you guys would say. On the wall, that's totally okay too. Grammatically, that is correct. You do put posters on a wall, absolutely. But I was hoping that you would use another preposition as well. So these are both correct. Technically, they're both okay. Good, good. Okay, number 5, lamp. The lamp. Where is the lamp? There's 2 possible answers you could use, or there's like maybe even 3. There's many different answers you can use. There's one that I'm really hoping for though. Okay, so where's the lamp? Okay, so someone said the lamp is on top of the, what's this called again? Bedside table. Okay, so yeah, we could say that. Be careful, we might want to say on top of for something else as well. So I'm just going to put number 5. On top of the bedside table. There's one more we could say. There's one more. So, well, I'm going to tick this off for now anyway. But there's one more I was looking for. I'll tell you. Okay, so here we are. I was hoping someone would say, the lamp is in front of the window. This one might not be as obvious though, so don't worry if you didn't get it. The lamp is in front of the window. Yeah, that's not super obvious, so that's okay. Don't worry if you didn't get it. I think this is going to be the only one that uses in front of. So if you want to use on top of again, that's totally fine. So I'll put a star here because we can use this one more time probably. Okay, next, what do we have? Bedside table. Okay, bedside table. So remember, we have used, let's see, we've used on, we've used next to or beside, we've used under, we kind of used on top of, we used in front of, and we used above. So let's see, we have against and in between left over. What do you think it's going to be? The bedside table is, okay, someone gave me an answer. They said the bedside table is in between the door and the bed. Good. The bedside table is in between the door and the bed. Okay, I'm just going to write the sentence down here because we're running out of room up here. In between the door and the bed. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Okay. And oh, okay. Let's see. Now we have the window. Okay, and we got in between. Okay, there's one. I think there's one thing I forgot. Actually, well, maybe, okay. Let me see. Above. Okay, so this is another one we might be able to use 2 times. Sorry, I kind of planned this out poorly. So we can use above one more time and on top of one more time. And we have against. So those are our 3 leftover ones. So where's the window? Where is the window? So let's see. We have our lamp. We have our bedside table. We have our bed. So where's the window? All right, somebody said the window is above the bedside table. Yes, that's good. You could say that. Technically, it's just above. Yeah. So I'm going to put that here. Above the bedside table. Bedside table. Good. All right. So that's window. And we're done with above. Okay. Now we have a cat. Our cute little kitty cat. Meow, meow. Where is our cat? Where is the cute cat? So we got 2. We got against and on top of. So what do we want to use? Where's the cat? Okay, got an answer. Someone said the cat is on top of the bed. That's right. Good. So the cat is on top of the bed. Okay. You can also say on the bed. On the bed is okay. And last but not least, our hockey stick. Where is my hockey stick? Where is my hockey stick? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Remember what I was doing earlier? I was doing this. What am I doing? I'm leaning something. I'm leaning the wall. Okay, so I have an answer. Do you guys watching the recording have an answer? I hope you do. So they said the hockey stick is against the wall. Okay, nice. The hockey stick is against the wall. So this is the wall here. Okay, so we finished. We have labeled the whole room. Hooray! Good job, guys. How did you do? Do you think you did well? Okay, someone here said they think they did pretty good. I think they did pretty good too. You guys at home watching the recording, hopefully you did an awesome job. Cool. Okay, so now I want to go over a few more prepositions because we weren't able to go through all of the prepositions here, unfortunately. So I'm going to erase this. If you want to take a picture for review, feel free to do so. So you can go ahead, take your picture. I'll get out of the way. And I'm going to erase the board in 3, 2, 1, and it's gone. I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. It took me 10 whole minutes to do this drawing. 10 minutes of my life. It's okay. I love to draw. I don't mind. I like drawing. Even though I'm not really good at drawing, I still have lots of fun with it. It's one of my favorite hobbies to do. Okay. Okay, and we're done. So I'm going to leave those prepositions there, though. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Remember, on the weekend, before you do your quiz, do go over these, review them, because they're really good. It's going to help you for your quiz. Okay, so let me get my color pens ready. Okay, here we go. Already, yes. Look, I'm Wolverine. Rawr. Okay, so let's take a look. In is one we didn't do. So here's a weird little box. And so the ball is in here. So this is called in. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another preposition. You are going to have to guess, though. Okay? You ready? So what shall we do? Let's do an easy one. Woo! Oh, wow, that was the worst arrow I've ever drawn. What's this? And I'll do a second one as well. Whoop. What is this? You guys have an answer? Okay, someone said the first one is down. Good, yeah, this is down. And for the next one, I got an up. Very good. So remember, we usually use these when we're talking about going up a hill or going down a hill. So for example, woo, he slid down the hill and he ran up the hill. Okay, now let's see. What's another good one? Through, in front, behind, along, past. Okay. So this one might be a little bit difficult. So here is a building. And then this is you walking. What do you think this is? So I'm going to write a little sentence. I walked something. The Starbucks. Let's pretend this is a Starbucks. So you didn't stop in the Starbucks. Here's the Starbucks. And you keep going. So what's this? I got an answer. Somebody has said past. Very good. Past. I walked past the Starbucks. Okay, next one. Let's see. Okay, we're running out of space. Okay, I'm gonna draw a lovely little forest. Okay. And this is where you're going. I'm like going woo doo 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 woo doo 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 doo. All right. So I'm gonna write a sentence here. I love to walk blank the forest. Okay, so what do you think this preposition is? So this is you're kind of going la 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 la, what a relaxing day. Oh, how I love to walk the forest. Any answers? Somebody said through, very good. I love to walk through the forest. Through. Okay, don't mind the multicolored letters there. Right, okay, what's next? Okay, we have so many prepositions. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, I got one. Here we go. So here is a wall. Woo! And here is a kitty. Meow. Okay, here's my awful cats. So the cat jumped blank the wall. Okay, so that's one, and I'm gonna put another, actually no, I don't think I need to. So, what did the cat do? So the cat jumped, whoop, the wall. What's the preposition we need here? Starts with an O, that's my hint for you. And I got an answer. It's over the wall. Very good. Nice. Well done. Well done. Okay, we're running out of room, so I'm going to erase everything on the right side here. And I'm going to put some more prepositions. Alrighty, righty, right. All right. Okay, what should we do next? Into. Okay. Okay, here's a good one. So, woo, boo, 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 boo. Here's a building. Okay. And here's me. Woo. Okay. So, what did I do? I walked blank the building. Okay, and then I'm gonna do another drawing, almost the same drawing, except I'm doing the opposite out here. Woo! So first I walked, what's the answer? Somebody has said into. I walked into the building. And then afterwards, I walked the opposite. Something of the building. Any thoughts? Oh, someone said out of. Out of the building. So these are the opposites. Walked into the building. I walked out of the building. Good job. Okay. Where else? Okay, here's a good one. So here's McDonald's. Here's Starbucks. I know, I'm always using the same examples. And here is Pender Street. Pender Street. Okay, so there's two prepositions I want to use. Okay, so McDonald's is something Starbucks. And the next thing I want to say is McDonald's is blank Pender Street. Okay, so McDonald's is Starbucks. What's the preposition? Okay, someone said opposite. Yeah, opposite. Or we could also say across from. So McDonald's is opposite Starbucks, or you could say McDonald's is across from Starbucks. Good. Okay. Now, McDonald's is Pender Street. So when we're talking about the location of a store, so if I'm asking, oh, excuse me, which street is the McDonald's on? What are you going to say? McDonald's is, I see someone wrote on. Very good. On Pender Street. So this is when we can use on. Remember, don't use on top of Pender Street. That doesn't quite work. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty good. I'm just going to do a few more. And then we're going to move on to vocabulary. Okay, guys? So, let's take a look. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here's me. And I'm going to draw a whole bunch of, lots of flowers. I'm in a field of flowers. Okay, many flowers. So, I like to sit something the flowers. Okay, so remember, you use this when there's a group of many things. I like to sit the flowers. Here's an A, starts with an A. See if you can figure it out. And someone said among. Very good. I like to sit among the flowers. I like to walk among the trees. When I walk through the forest, I walk among the trees. Okay, nice. And okay, we got a few more. Let's see. Okay, here's a path. We're in a park. Okay, so this is a park. It looks like weird, spiky, evil things, but just pretend this is Stanley Park or something. Okay, and this is me, woo-doo, and I'm woo, just, going along. Okay, so yesterday I walked something the path in the park. Okay, so I walked the path in the park. What do you guys think? This is another word that starts with A, actually. See if you can guess it. Yesterday I walked. Someone said, I walked along. I walked along the path in the park. You can also walk along a street. I walked along Pender Street. Every day when I go to work, I walk along Pender Street. Okay, is there anything else we need to do? Okay, I'm going to do one last preposition. I'm going to do it around here. Okay. So let's say, okay, here's a park. Here's a park. And here's me. And here's me just going, woo! I'm kind of going in a circle, sort of. So, I love to wander. I love to wander, or I love to wander and walk. What is the preposition? This one also starts with an A. There's a lot of A prepositions. Any thoughts? Someone's given me an answer. Very nice. The answer is around. I like to wander around the park. Okay. Let me rewrite this because this is getting a little bit squishy down here. Okay. I love to wander around the park. The park. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for prepositions. I know it's always really drawn out because there's so many prepositions in English. So please do give these a quick review and study before your test, okay? Or quiz, I should say. Also, do you remember this from Tuesday? Well, it should be in your Monday lesson, technically, but you can also review this. This gives you a lot of great example sentences and it gives the definition, whereas this has pictures. So both of these are excellent for review. So please look at these before you do the quiz. All right, so let's say bye-bye to prepositions for now, and let's say hello to vocabulary. Okay, so I'd like you to please take out this package. This should also be in your Monday folder. We reviewed this on Tuesday. We're going to do a little game for review. All right, so let me erase all this. I forgot to let you guys take a picture, sorry. But you can just rewind the video if you need to take a picture of these for your notes. Okay, so we're all done with grammar. Okay. So many things on this board to get rid of. Wow. Okay. It's done. So, moving on to vocabulary. Woohoo! Okay. We're not going to spend too much time on vocabulary because there isn't too much. I think that's too difficult. So we're just going to do this for about 10 minutes. Okay, so here's what we are going to do. I'm going to describe something from this package. I think there's like 3, 4, 5 sheets you have in this package, but I'm going to give a description of something. You have to think about and guess, what am I talking about? Okie doke? So let's do an example. We'll do this together. Okay, so what was my notes? Okay, I'm going to talk about something you can find in the city. It's something you walk on. It is something you walk on. And it is next to the street. It's next to the street. So let's see. Okay, so this is something you walk on, and it's next to the street. What is this called? So the correct answer here would be pavement. So I was trying to describe pavement, or sidewalk, sorry. Pavement is the UK term. Sidewalk. Okay. So this is the side. That's what I would like you guys to guess. You got it? Okay, so I'm going to put a few more now. Okay, so number 2. This one should be really easy, I think. Okay. I'm going to talk about a building. In this building, you can either deposit your money or withdraw money. That means take out money. You can keep your money safe here. You can even pay off bills. What is this? What building is this? Okay, I see an answer. And someone said it's a bank. That is correct. See, I told you this was easy. Okay, number 3. This might be a little bit more tricky than number 2. Okay, this is a thing you can find on the street. Usually, you can find it on the sidewalks or near the sidewalks. When it gets dark outside, these blink, they turn on. These are things that turn on at night and make it easy to see in the dark. What is this? What am I talking about? So one more time. This is an object you can find on the street. You can find it on the sidewalk sometimes. At night, when it gets dark, it makes everything bright so that it's easy to see. What could it be? Okay, I'm seeing an answer. They said street lights, and that is correct. Woohoo! Street lights, people. Oh, oh. You guys know that song? Don't stop believing. This song, they talk about street lights a lot in this song. It's a good song. I recommend you listen to it. All right, guys, how we doing? Hopefully you're having fun with this. So we're going to move on to the next few numbers. Number 4. Okay. Number 4. Okay. This is a circular road. When you drive your car, you have to go around in a circle. Did you guys get that? When you drive your car on the street, when you get to this, you have to drive around in a circle. What do you think this is called? Any ideas? Remember, you can look at your sheet. So don't worry, it's not cheating if you look at your sheet, okay? Someone said this is a roundabout, and you are correct. It is indeed a roundabout. Or you can even call it a traffic circle. This is another common term we use. Okay, number 5, doing good. This might be an easy one, once again. Okay, this is a building. Almost every city has at least one of these buildings. In this building, you can learn many things. It's a great place to gain lots of knowledge. And if you have a card, you can borrow books, DVDs, or videos for free. What is this building? Okay, the last sentence I said there should be a big hint. I think you're going to get this pretty quickly. And lo and behold, one of my students has already responded with library. And you are correct. Number 5 is the library. This is where you get your books. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'll draw a traffic circle, by the way. Whoop, 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 whoop. Just as a little review. Okay, number 6. Okay, this might be another easy one. All right. This is a very important building. When you get sick, or if you get injured, or if you're having a baby, I'm having a baby, this is a building you should go to. There are many doctors and nurses who can help you out and make you feel better. What building is this? What facility? You remember this word? What facility is this? Okay, I have an answer already. Somebody said hospital. Very good. Hospital. And number 7, moving right along. Okay, here's a hint. This is one of my favorite facilities a city can have. This is where you go if you want to buy things like bread, cakes, or pastries. So if you want a little snack, this is a great place to go. You can buy a big loaf of bread. Maybe you could even buy a pie. What is this place? What is this facility? Okay, I'm going to write down facility. I don't think it's a new word because I think I already told you about this a few days ago. But remember, facility is basically an area or a building with a purpose. So hospitals, parks, libraries, coffee shops. Okay, so what facility can you go to buy bread, pastries, pies? I have an answer. You guys got it? The answer is bakery. Oh, I love a good bakery, let me tell you. Oh, get my bread. Yes. Okay, I should probably be drawing pictures of these just in case. Here's my ugly hospital. Okay, number 8. Okay, so this is a facility. Often it's a very big building. Usually it's a pretty big building. Usually it's only 1 floor. Sometimes it's 2 floors. This is the perfect place to get your weekly shopping done. So this is a really good place to buy groceries. So you're buying your food for the week. Or if you want to buy some cleaning supplies, it's also a good place to go. What is this? So this is a good place to get your groceries, to get your food for the week. Usually it's a pretty big store. What do you think it is? Okay, I have an answer. Someone said supermarket. Yes, it is a supermarket. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to draw a picture and you have to guess what I am drawing. Okay, so you're coming home from work. You're tired. You can't wait to get home and relax. But oh no, when you come back, when you're trying to get back home, you get stuck. There's so many cars in the road because everybody wants to get home. But so there's all these cars and you're going along really slowly. Oh my God. What is this called? Do you remember? I think it should be on your sheet. There's 2 different words for this. So when there's a lot of cars and you're moving super slow, what do you call this? Okay, I see an answer. Someone said traffic jam. Yes, this is indeed a traffic jam. Another word for this is called congestion or even traffic congestion. I'm going to write this up here for you actually. Congestion. So, let's see. Do I drive? No, I don't drive. But my husband drives to work. Whenever my husband drives home from work, he always gets stuck in some traffic congestion. There is a lot of congestion in Vancouver. Too many cars on the road. Ugh, it's not good. Not good at all. Okay, so I think we might have time for one more before the break, or we might not actually, but that's okay. All right, so what we'll do after is we will continue with the vocabulary and then we're going to do some speaking practice. So I will see you guys in 10 minutes. Have a nice break. Bye-bye. back, guys. Okay, hope you had a nice little break there. So like I said, we're going to get right back to it and do our vocabulary practice, maybe for another 5 or 10 minutes. Then we're going to move on to speaking preparation for your quiz. Okie dokie. So let's get right back to it. Oh yes, we had our traffic congestion, traffic jam all up there and nice. Okay, so for number 8, I guess, this is number 8, I'm going to talk about a building. This is a building where you stay if you want to get a good night's sleep. Usually you stay in this building when you're traveling to another city or another country. This is where you stay and put your luggage and get some sleep. Do you know what building I'm talking about? What do you guys think it could be? You can make a reservation to stay at this facility online. You remember the word reservation? Hi, I'd like to stay at this place on September 20th for 2 nights, please. That's a reservation. You can do it for a restaurant. You can also do it for, I see someone wrote hotel. You got it. It is indeed a hotel. So, you know, the Hilton, that's a very popular hotel. It has like nice little balconies. Woohoo! Maybe it's on the beach. All right, next, I'm going to draw number 9. Okay, so this is an area where you have to wait for, I don't want to say the word, it's too easy. Okay, so when you want to go to work or you want to go somewhere, sometimes you have to take some specific form of transportation. So what you often do is, you know, you'll get there, you might stand there and sit there, and you're going to wait for your transportation. Sometimes you'll have a lineup of people waiting to get on this. What is this called? So here's the big vehicle in question. Here's the driver. It's a long vehicle. So, what is this called? This begins with a B. Okay, I got an answer. Somebody said bus stop, and they are correct. This is a bus stop. Hopefully you have a bus stop near your home. They're very useful. Okay, let's do number 10. Okay, this is a facility, a building that you go to when you're hungry and you want to sit down and eat some food. Usually you can go here with friends or family and enjoy some good food together. Or you can get your food to go. You can take your food home as well. What is this facility called? You can sit down here and you can eat a meal. This guy's eating a chicken wing. Whee! This is a very awful drawing, I'm sorry. But what is this called? I see an answer. You guys at home got this? That's right, it's a restaurant. A restaurant. This is a nice facility to have in your neighborhood. I wish we had more restaurants in our neighborhood. We have a few, but I don't like them very much. Okay, number 11. Okay, this is a facility where you can go if you want to watch a movie with your friends. You can buy popcorn and snacks, and you get to look at a big screen, and it has big sound. It's really fun to go here, especially if you want to watch the latest movies. What is the name of this facility? Any ideas? I think this is pretty easy. I kind of gave it away already. All right, somebody has said cinema, and you are correct. It is a cinema. You can also say movie theater. Movie theater. Movie theater. Okay, and number 12. Okay, this is a place you go to when you want to ride the roller coaster, go on a Ferris wheel, and ride the merry-go-round. You can even play some fun carnival games and win prizes. This is an area that children love to go to, and some adults like it too. What is this place? So like I said, if you want to ride a roller coaster, or if you want to go on a Ferris wheel, if you want to go on a lot of rides and have a good time, this is where you go. It has two words. So it begins with A, and then it also has P in it. What could this be? Okay, for those of you at home, hopefully you got it. I have an answer coming in. Someone said it's an amusement park. That's right, an amusement park. So this is where you can ride roller coasters. They go down the hill. Okay, and we got two more. Number 13. Okay, so I'm gonna try to describe this without drawing it. See if you can guess. Then I'll draw a picture. Okay. If you are walking or driving along and there's a body of water in front of you or a big cliff, you have to go over one of these. You need to walk or drive over one of these to get to the other side. We have a few of these in Vancouver, especially if you want to drive from North Vancouver to downtown Vancouver, you need to drive over one of these. What is this? I think you guys might know what it is, but I'll start to draw a picture. So let's say here's a cliff. And so if you want to drive or walk over this, you need to go over one of these. Do you know what these are called? What is this? I see you have an answer. Someone said it's a bridge. Very good. This is a bridge. Usually we say go over the bridge. So we drive over a bridge or we walk over a bridge. Over. Okay. And last one. Okay, guys, this is our last vocabulary. Then we're going to move on to discussion questions. Let's get rid of the sad amusement park and sad man eating a chicken leg in a restaurant. Okay, so last one, number 14. Wow, we've gone through 14 words. Woo! Okay, this is a facility that is always outdoors. So if you want to go outside, and if you want to walk around, or maybe have a picnic with your friends, or play soccer or baseball, or just be outside, this is where you go. Vancouver has a few of these and has one really famous large one of these. What is this? What am I talking about? So often you're going to have a lot of grass. You might even have a playground. So, you know, where you have a slide or a jungle gym. That's a very bad jungle gym. Sometimes there's trees. You might even have gardens, like community gardens. And yeah, you can play here. You can have a picnic and relax. What is this called? Okay, I see answers coming in. People are saying it's a park. Yes, it is a park. Well done. This is probably one of my favorite facilities. I love to go to the park. I love having picnics and just lying on the grass and taking a nap. Okay, guys, so that's it for our vocabulary. How was that? Did you have fun with this activity? I hope it was a fun way for you guys to practice some words. So when you do your quiz, try to use as many of these words as possible, okay? Okay, so with that out of the way, I would like to go over what your quiz is going to look like. So let's talk about your quiz. Okay, so there are 2 quizzes that you have to submit on the GC website. So first, you have what's called a written quiz. Now, even though it says written, you might not have to write too much. Some of these have a lot of multiple choice questions. So an example question, it might look like this. So what facility can you go to for eating food? So for example, maybe it's going to ask you this question, and it's going to give you 4 choices. A, the hospital. B, the park. C, the cinema. Or D, the shoe shop, the shoe store. Okay, so which one of these is, oops, okay, I didn't even write down the right answers. Okay, sorry. A restaurant, sorry. Okay, there we go. So which one of these can you go to if you want to eat food? So you have to choose the best answer. So, you know, quite obviously, if you want to eat food, you're not going to go to a hospital. You're probably not going to go to the park. You're definitely not going to go to a shoe store. They sell shoes, not food. You're going to go to a restaurant. So some of the questions might look a bit like this. So the written part of your quiz, these are some of the questions you're going to get. There could be some other questions too, where you write short answers. Okay, so for the live students, if you have any questions about the quiz, do let me know. All right, now part 2. Okay, so part 2 of the quiz is where you have to do, it's called an oral or spoken quiz. Spoken quiz. So this is where you actually have to record yourself answering questions. So you're going to get, typically you get around 5 to 6 questions, and you have to answer all of these questions in one recording, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say your first question is, what kind of restaurants do you like to go to? Why do you like them? So this is what's one of your questions. This is just an example. You might have a question that looks like this. So when you record your answers, so make sure you have a nice, like kind of long answer. So I'll give you an example. So number 1, okay, I really like to go to Japanese, Korean, and Thai food restaurants. So I really love Japanese food because it has a lot of variety. For example, you can have sushi, sashimi, udon noodles, miso soup, and fried tempura. That's fried vegetables. So there's many different foods you can have at a Japanese restaurant. I like Thai food because there are so many different flavors. In Thai curry, for example, there are sweet, spicy and sour and salty flavors. I really love Thai food. My favorite dish is green curry because I love coconut milk. I also like to visit Korean restaurants because I enjoy some good spicy food, especially things like kimchi. Additionally, I enjoy barbecued pork and beef, and Korean food makes excellent barbecued pork and beef. So those are my favorite kinds of restaurants to visit. Okay, so that's my first answer. I do admit that was a little bit of a long answer. Maybe your answers do not have to be as long as mine were. But if you get this kind of question, please don't say, I go to Chinese, Korean, and Japanese restaurants because I like them. Do not answer your question like that. If you answer your question like that, you will not get a very good mark. Okay, and I am going to be the one marking your quizzes, by the way. So I want you to put some good thought into your answers. So if you give really quick, simple answers, I cannot give you a very good mark, unfortunately. So make sure to use things like, so I'm going to give you some ideas of good ways to answer quiz questions, oral quiz questions. Okay, so keys and tips. Tips and keys. So I'm giving you hints, ideas for creating great quiz answers, oral quiz answers. Okay. Okay. So here's, question one. Not question one, tip number one. Do not speak too fast. Do not speak too fast. Okay, if you speak too quickly, I might have a hard time understanding you, okay? Of course, don't speak too slowly. Like, if you speak like this, it's going to be so boring. So don't speak too slow. But I feel like this is more of a problem than speaking too slow. So please be careful. Do try to slow down. If you speak too fast, it's going to be difficult for me to hear you, okay? So, and another tip. Use lots of vocabulary. So use lots of vocabulary from this week's theme. You know, for example, what do we have? You know, hotel, traffic jam, etc. So make sure to use, like for every week, make sure you try and use the week's vocabulary, and that can get you some really good points. Okay, tip number 3, use transitional phrases. This is a pretty important one. This really helps with your fluency. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of an answer that has good fluency with transitional phrases and a bad answer with no transitional phrases with bad fluency. Okay, so I'm going to use the same question. Question number 1. Which kind of restaurants do you like to go to and why? Okay, so here's my answer. I like Japanese restaurants. I like Thai restaurants. And I like Korean restaurants. I like Japanese restaurants because sushi and tempura and udon is good. I like Thai restaurants because curry, pad thai, and rice dishes are delicious. And I like spicy food. And I like Thai milk tea. And I love coconut milk. Okay, how was that? Do you think that was a good answer or a bad, like a not so good answer? Yeah, it was not a very good answer, right? It didn't sound that great. Why? Because I didn't use any transitional phrases. I just kept saying and. Okay, it's going to sound really boring and it doesn't help you sound fluent. So different transitional phrases you could use include things such as like and is one, also, additionally. So these are different ways to say and. You could say, what are some other? Trying to think of other transitional phrases. I'll think of some in a second. Now I'm going to give you my second answer. Okay, so back to my question. What kind of restaurants do you like? And why do you like them? Okay. My favorite kind of restaurants are Japanese, Thai, and Korean restaurants. The reason I like Japanese restaurants is because they have a great variety of delicious food, such as miso soup, sushi, sashimi, udon noodles, okonomiyaki, and more. Also, their food is healthy and has many flavors. I also like Thai restaurants because they have a variety of dishes. Not only that, their dishes have many great flavors, such as spicy, sweet, sour, and salty flavors. Okay. So these are some examples of transitional phrases. So try to use some phrases like these. Don't just keep saying and, okay? Try to mix it up. Okay, so I think that's it for my tips. Oh, and one more thing. Try not to say too much. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Basically, when you answer a question, so what's your favorite kind of restaurant? My favorite kind of restaurant. It's Thai, Japanese, and Korean restaurants. The reason I like Korean restaurants is because of, okay, so you notice it doesn't sound that great, right? So try to avoid using ums and ahs too much, okay? It will take marks off your fluency points. Okay, guys, so these are my tips. Feel free to take a picture for your notes and for your reference in the future. So if this is your first quiz, try not to worry too much. But I'm going to erase this in a second, so I hope you got your photos. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And now we're going to practice. We're actually going to practice some questions. Okay, so please pull this out. This is called speaking practice. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. So pull out this sheet and we're going to go over, we'll try to go over all the questions before the break. Okay. So, speaking practice. Speaking practice. Okay, so this will hopefully help you get a good idea of how you could answer some of the oral quiz questions. These questions are not the quiz questions, by the way. Your quiz questions are different from this. This is just practice, okay? Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead. Number 1. When did you move into your neighborhood? So this is a question. This is a pretty short answer question. So if your answer is a little short here, that's okay. I'm going to give you 2 ideas. Okay. When did you move into your neighborhood? Answer number 1, 4 years ago. Answer number 2, I moved into my neighborhood 4 years ago in July 2016. Which was the better one? Number 1 or number 2? Yes, okay, someone said number 2 was better. Absolutely. I moved into my neighborhood. I moved into my neighborhood in July 2016. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Okay. Nice. All right. So this would be an okay answer. This would be fine. Again, this is a really short question. So sometimes it's hard to make a long answer for such a short, simple question. Question number 2. Okay. Do you like your neighborhood? What do you like about it? Okay, so if anyone is here for the live class, I would like you to type out an answer to me, and I'd like to read out your response. If you are at home watching this as a recording, I would still like you to try to think of an answer and try to practice saying it out loud at home, okay? So for me, yes, I do like my neighborhood for a variety of reasons. All right, so I could say, yes, I like my neighborhood. Neighborhood for a variety. So a variety, this is an adjective. It means many, like a number of reasons. A variety of reasons. Okay, now this is where I'm going to start using transitional phrases. So first, this is a transitional phrase. So I like my neighborhood for a variety of reasons. First, it's very convenient. It's very convenient. I live near, you remember what near means? Near, far, wherever you are. Titanic song. I live near 3 bus stops and I'm a 20-minute walk away from a SkyTrain station. A SkyTrain station. So first, also, so here is another transitional phrases. Also, I am close to. So here's the preposition. So remember, in your oral quiz, try to use lots of prepositions, okay? So I am close to many facilities. Many facilities. Such as, so here's another transitional phrase, such as a market, comma, 2 parks, and a library. And a library. Okay, so this is the kind of answer that I would potentially give if I was asked this question in an oral quiz. So yes, I like my neighborhood for a variety of reasons. First, it's very convenient. I live near 3 bus stops and I'm a 20-minute walk away from a SkyTrain station. Also, I am close to many facilities such as a market, 2 parks, and a library. I love to go to the library and take out books for free. Sometimes I stay at the library for 1 or 2 hours and just sit there reading books. So I'm not going to write the rest of that answer out because it's too long, but this explaining a little bit about the facilities, you could do that as well. You could talk about why you like the library, or maybe your favorite restaurant is in your neighborhood and you want to talk about it a bit. Okay, so that is question number 2. Let me get rid of this. Okay, we got about 20 minutes left of our second class. We're doing all right. Not bad for time, not bad at all. Okay. Whew. Number 3. Okay. Does your neighborhood have all the facilities you need? For example, health services, supermarkets, banks, schools, parks, etc. What other amenities would you like to add? Okay, so again, if you're in the live class, please try and write out an answer for me. If you're watching at home, do try to practice saying your own answer. Excuse me, I'm really burpy right now. Maybe I need some water. Okay. That's better. Okay. So, does your neighborhood have all the facilities you need? Okay, this might sound like my last question, but I'll write it anyway. So I'll say, yes, my neighborhood has pretty much all the facilities I need, including. So this is another good transitional phrase. It means including a supermarket, a few restaurants, a laundromat. So this is where you can get your laundry done. What else is there in my neighborhood? A library and a bank. Okay. So I've got a few facilities. So yes, my neighborhood has all the facilities I need, including a supermarket, a few restaurants, a laundromat, a library, and a bank. So your neighborhood might have more facilities than this. Or maybe you don't have any facilities. Okay, what other amenities would you like to add? Maybe if I could add more amenities, I would like to have a nice coffee shop in my neighborhood. This is true. I don't have any good coffee shops in my neighborhood. I really want one. We have a Starbucks, but I want more than that. And I would also like some more delicious restaurants. So like I said, the restaurants in my neighborhood are not that great. If you like pizza and donair, it's a great place to live. I don't really like pizza and donair that much though. Like, I want more, I don't know, different kinds of restaurants. I want some Thai restaurants, some Korean restaurants, and some good Japanese restaurants. I want this in my neighborhood. I don't want any more pizza and donair places. So this is what your answer could look like. Now, in the unfortunate event that you live in a neighborhood where there are no facilities, you could say, my neighborhood doesn't have any facilities. I hope that's not the case, but I know there are some parts of Vancouver where it's just houses. It's all residential and there are no facilities around for kilometers. I know like some of South Vancouver is like that, for example. It could be very far from anything. So these are not very fun places to live, but a lot of people do live here. So if you don't have any facilities, you could just say, my neighborhood doesn't have any facilities. And then this is where you start to talk about what kind of facilities you would like. So you could say maybe, yeah, I would like, I don't know, a library. I would like a library, some restaurants, a cinema, some restaurants, and you can make a list that goes on for a while if you want. Okay, are we doing good, guys? Let me know if you have any questions if you're watching the live class. All right, so let's move on to number 4. Number 4. Okay. Oh. Get rid of all that. So number 4. What would you like to change about your neighborhood? What would you like to change about your neighborhood? So you can change anything. So don't just say, I want to change, I'm trying to think. Something really simple. Like, I want to change the library. Our library sucks. Like, don't do that. Try to make your answer a little bit longer. So, for me, I would like to change maybe the kinds of restaurants in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. Okay. In my neighborhood. So now I want to talk about why, or like what kind of restaurants. So for example, our neighborhood has many pizza and donair shops, but, here's a good transitional phrase, but I don't really like those foods. So what kind of foods would I like to have? Maybe I could say, I would like to have a greater diversity of restaurants to visit. Such as, here is a good transitional phrase again, such as Thai, Korean, and Mexican restaurants. Okay, so this would be a very good answer for an oral quiz. You don't have to talk about restaurants. Maybe you want to change the community center, or maybe you wish your neighborhood was closer to a bus station. Maybe your neighborhood needs more bus stops or a SkyTrain station. So you could talk about any sort of thing about your neighborhood. You could change almost whatever you want. Maybe your neighborhood's too noisy. Maybe you'd like a quieter neighborhood. Actually, that's what I want. I want my neighborhood to be a bit more quiet. It's very noisy because we have a lot of trucks going by all the time. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Number 5. Okay, what do you like about your community? Okay, so what do you like about your community? Okay, so when I talk about community, I'm going to be talking about all of New Westminster, my city where I live. Not just the neighborhood I live in, but the whole city I live in. All right, so what do you like about your community? Okay, what do I like about my community? Okay, oh, here we go. For me, I like that my community is easily accessible. This means that, so here's a good transition phrase. This means that, or for example, there are many buses that connect the community of New Westminster. I'm just going to put NW. Additionally, here's another good transitional phrase. Additionally, what else? Additionally, oh yes, it is a pedestrian-friendly city or pedestrian-friendly community. There are many sidewalks. Here's a good vocabulary word. There are many sidewalks that people can use. Okay, so a pedestrian is someone who walks. Pedestrian. So this can be a noun. So basically, it's a person who uses the road to walk. This is a pedestrian. Anytime you are not in a car, you are a pedestrian. So, I like that my community is easily accessible. This means that there are many buses that connect the community of New Westminster really well. Additionally, it is a pedestrian-friendly community. There are many sidewalks that people can use. So, it's safe to walk around. Around. Here is another good preposition. Okay, so that is my answer. So this is an example of what you could talk about for number 4. Now, it could be anything. Like maybe there's a lot of facilities and you really like that in your community. Or maybe your community has a lot of trees. Or maybe the people are really friendly and really helpful. Maybe everyone's really nice in your community. So you could talk about the people or like the facilities. Okay, let's move on to number 6. Okay, this is an interesting one. How many of your neighbors do you know? Are any of them nosy, overly interested in what people are doing? Okay, that's an interesting question. Number 6. How many of your neighbors do you know? Okay, for me, honestly, I don't know any of my neighbors. Unfortunately, my husband and I were kind of quiet and shy people. So my husband and I are shy and haven't talked with our neighbors. Okay. Our neighbors are also quiet people, and they keep to themselves. They keep to themselves. Okay, so hopefully this isn't the case for you. Unfortunately, this is the case for my husband and me. Like, we don't really know our neighbors because we're pretty quiet, shy people. So we don't really talk with our neighbors. Our neighbors are kind of quiet too, so yeah, they don't talk to us. We live in a condo, and I think it's common for this to happen for people who live in condos. Maybe you do know your neighbors. So if you do know your neighbors, you could say, oh, I know 3 of my neighbors. And you could talk about them like, they're really nice people, and we talk together sometimes. Okay, let's move on to number 7. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, so number 7. Do any of your neighbors have a pet? Have you ever had a pet problem with them? Oh, so that's interesting. So for me, yes. My neighbors have a large dog. Sometimes he is noisy and barks a lot. But, transitional phrase, aside from that, we do not have any problems with him or his owners. So this is a small issue. We do have a dog that's sometimes noisy, but we don't really have a problem with him. Maybe you don't have any pets. Maybe your neighbors don't have pets. So in this case, you could just say, no, none of my neighbors have any pets. So I've never had a pet problem with them. The end. That's totally fine to use that as an answer. Okay, number 8, last question before the break. Did you like the neighborhood where you grew up? How is it different today compared to the past? Okay, so if you're at home watching the recording, please try to practice making an answer. So for me, yes, I liked the neighborhood where I grew up. So I like the neighborhood where I grew up, period. There was a lot of nature. So there was a lot of nature where I lived. So I often played in the forest. When I was young. Okay, so we are running out of time for this class. Maybe we can finish this in the last part of the class. We'll finish up this question and then we're going to do the elective reading activity. Okay, so we'll have a 10-minute break now. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Hello, guys. We're here. It's the last class of Friday, almost ready for the weekend. Woohoo! Okay, so like I said, we didn't really have enough time to finish the rest of this question, so I'm just going to quickly finish it up now. Then I think we're going to move on to breaking news English. All right, so the question was, did you like the neighborhood where you grew up? And how is it different today compared to the past? So I talked about saying like, yes, I like the neighborhood where I grew up, mainly because there was a lot of nature. So it was really easy for my friends and I to go into the forest and play together. And has it changed? How is it different today compared to the past? So I would say, second part of my answer, compared to the past, my old neighborhood, let's see. It has a lot more high rises, like condos. It has a lot more condos because many people have moved into my old neighborhood. It has a lot more condos because many people have moved in. Okay, so my old neighborhood was Lynn Valley. It's a place in North Vancouver. So I probably should have talked about the name of my old neighborhood at the beginning. So yes, I like the neighborhood where I grew up. It's called Lynn Valley. There was a lot of nature where I lived, so I often played in the forest when I was young. Compared to the past, my old neighborhood has a lot more condos because many more people have moved into Lynn Valley. So that is my quiz answer for this. You might have kind of a similar answer. Maybe your neighborhood has grown a lot. Or maybe many people left your neighborhood. Bye-bye. And your neighborhood has gotten very quiet and small. Who knows? Okay, so I don't think I'm going to bother with the last two questions. I'll do the last two questions at the end of class if we have a lot of time left over. But I feel like we probably won't because I would like us to move on to our elective, Breaking News English. So please pull this out. It's time to read. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. Okay. And all right, so what is the title? The title of this story is Living by the Sea. So by the sea means next to the sea, like beside the sea. Living by the sea makes us happier. Oh, I can believe that, I think. So here is the sea. Here is a very happy person. Yay! I'd love to live by the sea. I think that'd be really nice. However, it's very expensive to live by the sea, especially in Vancouver. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So let's have a little pre-discussion. So I'm going to ask you a question and see if you can answer this question. Do you think living by the sea really makes people happier? People happier? Why or why not? Okay, so this is our warm-up question. Do you really think living by the sea actually makes people happier? Why or why not? So if you're in the live class, please type out an answer to me. If you're watching the recording, I would like you to think of an answer and say it out loud, just for practice, okay? So, I think I can believe this title. I think I agree with this. So I think living by the sea makes people happier because they can have a view of the natural world. So generally people in like, it's been proven by science that people love to look out over the ocean. They love to like look down upon things. They love to have a view of trees and nature. Like this kind of stuff really does improve our happiness. I mean, compared to, let's say your house is in the middle of a city with a lot of cars and streets and people. Do you think this makes people happy? What do you guys think? Yeah, someone said no. Yeah, I think most people wouldn't be too happy here. It's too noisy, it's too stressful. Some people might actually like this though. Some people love to be downtown. But if I lived in this situation, I personally would not be very happy. Fun fact, my parents' dream is to buy a house by the ocean. My parents want to move to an island and they want to buy a house by the sea. They think they will feel happier if they can be close to the sea. So I hope they can find a place. I hope they can make their dream come true. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Okay, so someone else said they think yes, living by the sea does make people happier. So I guess you kind of agree with me. Right on. Okay. So what else? Okay. So let's think of some pre-reading questions. So let's think of some, okay. Living by the sea makes people happier. Okay, so let's think of some questions. All right. Why does living by the sea make us happier? Why does living by the sea make us happier? Okay. And another question. Let's think about a who. So this is probably a study. Somebody probably did this study and like did some tests on people. So who did this study? Who did this study? And maybe where? Where was this study done? Where was this study done? Okay. So, and maybe how many people were studied? This could be some good information. Okay. And let's see. How was this study done? So, did they ask a lot of questions? Did they send some people to live by the sea for a few months and then send them to live in the city for a few months and ask them how they felt? So how was this study done? Okay, so while we read, let's try and answer these questions together. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. So we're going to read this in 3, 2, 1. Living by the sea makes us happier. October 4th, 2019. Oh, less than 1 year ago. So this is a recent study. New research suggests that people who live close to the ocean or sea are happier. Researchers from the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom say people who live in coastal areas have better mental health than people who live inland. Okay, so where did this happen? So it looks like this study was done in, let's see. Actually, who did this study? Researchers from the University of Exeter in the UK say people who live in coastal areas have better mental health than people who live inland. Okay, so let's see if you guys can answer this. Who did the study? Okay, somebody said researchers from University of Exeter. So researchers from University of Exeter. Is it Exeter? Yeah, in the UK. So where was this done? What country was this study done? Somebody said the UK, the United Kingdom. Very good. All right. So why does living by the sea make us happier? Okay, so there's one reason they put here in the story. So researchers from the University of Exeter in the UK say, people who live in coastal areas have better mental health than people who live inland. Did you guys get why? Did you guys get an idea why living by the sea makes us happier? Okay, I got an answer. Somebody said better mental health. Yeah, so you have better mental health. Better mental health. That's one reason. Maybe there will be more reasons further into the reading. Okay, and do you guys know what inland means? So inland is the opposite of the coastline. Inland. So for example, here is the coastline. And then here, this is inland. So this is far from the ocean. So for example, Vancouver is right on the coastline. But Saskatchewan, Regina, Saskatchewan is very far inland. It's very far from the ocean. Okay, let's read on. All right, so living by the ocean. All right, sorry. This is for rich people and poor people. So this study included rich people and poor people. The researchers looked at data from surveys of 25,963 people. Oh, okay, so how many people were studied? How many people were studied? Sorry, I forgot. Were studied. How many? I just wrote out a number. Did you guys get the number? Okay, I got someone, they said 25,963 people. That's a lot of people. That's very good for data. The more people you have, the better data you got. Okay, so the survey. Oh, okay, so we might be able to answer this question. How was this study done? Researchers looked at data from surveys of 25,963 people. The surveys asked people questions about their happiness, lifestyle, and income. They found out that those who live within 1 kilometer of the coastline are 22% less likely to show any signs of mental health problems. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So if people live within 1 kilometer of the coastline, so the people there are likely to have fewer health problems. 22% less likely to have mental health problems. Okay. Whew. Problems. Okay. People who lived more than 50 kilometers in. So let's say this is about 50 kilometers. Just pretend. So people who lived more than 50 kilometers from the coast had more symptoms of mental health problems. So basically, people here might have more mental health problems. More mental health problems. There we go. Oh, so we should answer this question. How was the study done? How was this study done? So how did we find out about this? So it was just after the number, like around this number, they talked about how they did the study. So, okay, someone said surveys. Yeah, so they did surveys. Surveys which asked questions. So a survey is basically, it could be a sheet of paper that asks you questions like, are you happy? Do you live close to the ocean? And that kind of stuff, which asked questions. What kind of questions did they ask? They asked questions about, I think they had three questions. So, yeah, happiness, very good. They asked questions about, their happiness, lifestyle, very good, and one more. Lifestyle and income. So you guys know what income is? Income, this is how much money you make at your job. So for example, maybe if you make $15 an hour, so that's your income, $15 an hour. Or if you have a monthly salary, like, I don't know, maybe like $3,000 a month. So this is your monthly income. This is your hourly income. Okay. Now let's continue. Okay. So where were we? Okay, so we were here. If you're in 1 kilometer with the coastline, if you live here, you're probably going to be happier. You have fewer mental health problems. If you live 50 kilometers or more inland, away from the ocean, you're more likely to have more mental health problems. So not as happy. The researchers found that poorer people living within sight of the coast were around 40% less likely to have mental health problems than those who lived inland. Okay, so now they're talking about poorer people. Okay, so let's say these are poorer people, and they can see the coastline. So they are 40% less likely to have mental health issues compared to poorer people who live inland. Okay, so it seems to affect rich people and poor people in similar ways. Okay, paragraph number 2. Lead researcher of the study, Dr. Joe Garrett, says, our research suggests for the first time that people living in poorer households, living closer to the coast, experience fewer symptoms of mental health disorders. She said the area along coasts seemed to protect people from experiencing mental health problems. They seem to improve people's health and well-being, Dr. Garrett said. When it comes to mental health, this protective zone could play a useful role in helping to level the playing field between those on high and low incomes. Okay, so this is an idiom you may not know, to level the playing field. So basically, to level the playing field means to make things equal, to make things similar. So, let's see, I need to erase something. Let's erase the top question. And let's get rid of this one as well. Okay, so, for example, poorer people, maybe they only make, let's say these are people who make $15 an hour. And for richer people, let's say they're making $30 an hour. So, obviously, these guys are probably going to have a better lifestyle than, you know, these guys. Like, they can buy better houses. They can buy nicer food. They can afford to live by the ocean. But if we can let people, like poorer people, also live by the ocean, then their happiness can go up too. And so they'll be more equal. So that's what it means to level the playing field, to make two different parties more equal. Okay, so let's get rid of that awful drawing. All right, so where were we? Another researcher, Dr. Matthew White, said, "We need to help policymakers understand how to maximize the well-being benefits of blue spaces in towns." So blue spaces, that means areas by the water. Literally blue spaces. Okay. We need to ensure that access to these blue spaces is fair and inclusive for everyone, not just rich people, while not damaging our fragile coastal environments. Okay, so fragile, what does that mean? Fragile is another word for delicate. So for example, wine glasses. A wine glass is made of glass. Glass is typically fragile. It breaks easily. You have to be careful. My water bottle, not fragile. It's hard. It's plastic. I drop it, it's okay. So that is fragile. Okay, so essentially, whether you are a poorer person or a richer person, essentially everybody should be allowed to live near the ocean. It shouldn't matter what kind of money you make. We do have to be careful, however, we don't damage the environment. If we do have too many houses here, then, you know, there's going to be pollution and, you know, it'll be difficult for animals to live in this area. So we do have to be careful. We don't develop too much on the coastline. Okay, so that is our article. We just finished the reading. Good stuff, guys. Now, let's move on to true or false. So I'm going to get rid of all this. Okay. This is a very messy drawing. Oh my goodness. Okay. So. True. False. Okay. So all you have to do is answer true or false. All right. So if the answer is false, though, I want you to tell me why it's false. So tell me the correct answer, essentially. All right. Number 1. Let's do this. Research says people by the sea are happier than people in the desert. True or false? Do you guys know what the desert is? So the desert is an area that has lots of sand. Typically, it's really hot. You might have a few, you know, cacti, you know, prickly stuff. These are cactuses. Very hot. Not many creatures live there. So research says people by the sea are happier than people in the desert. True or false? Is this what the reading was talking about? So somebody said the answer is false. And that is correct. Why is it false? Why is it false? Okay, someone said they didn't talk about the desert. That's right. They weren't talking about the desert. They were talking about people who live inland. So 50 kilometers away from the coast. So people who live inland. Okay, so number 2, rich people who live by the sea are happier than poor people. True or false? So this could be a bit of a tricky question. Hopefully you can figure it out though. Rich people who live by the sea are happier than poor people. So they're talking about both, like, rich and poor people, and they live by the sea. They say these guys are much more happier. So that's what they're saying. But is that really true? They're both living by the sea. Someone said it's false. Yeah, it is false. Why is it false? You might have to go back to the reading to find out why it's false. Okay, so let's see if I can find it. Okay, so someone said, okay, they gave me an answer. They said, both rich and poor people are happy by the ocean. Yes, that's correct. So in the article, you'll notice it says, so researchers from the university in the UK say that people who live in coastal areas have better mental health than people who live inland. This is for rich people and for poor people. So both of them are equally happy. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Being by the sea, living by the ocean, usually tends to make you happier. Okay, so both rich and poor are happier. Okay. And number 3, the researchers looked at data from over 25,000 people. True or false? This should be a pretty easy one. So go back to that number. So the researchers looked at data from surveys of 25,963 people. So is that over 25,000 people? Someone has said true. And yes, it is true. Absolutely. So 25,963 people. This was how many people? That's over 25,000 for sure. Okay, number 4. Mental health problems start when people live 100 kilometers from the coast. True or false? So, when people live 100 kilometers from the coast, this is when people start having health problems. True or false? All right, any answers? Somebody has said true. Very good. Not true. Sorry. Somebody has said false. Sorry, I'm very tired. I'm misreading answers now. You said false. Yes, excellent. Thank you. So, why is this false though? How many kilometers? It's not 100 kilometers. It's a different number. It's a smaller number. How many kilometers from the coast? Okay, a student said 50. And yes, that's right. 50 kilometers from the coast is when people start showing symptoms of depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all this mess. Let's do number 5. Okay, number 5. Poorer households on the coast. So a household is, where it's a family, where people live. So poorer households on the coast suffer fewer mental health problems. True or false? So poorer households on the coast suffer fewer mental health problems. True or false? What do you guys think? Get in your answers now. Even if you're just watching this recording, I still want you to answer, okay? Even if this isn't live for you. Someone has said true. Thank you for your answer. Yes, it is true. People, even poorer people who live by the coast, have better mental health. Number 6, we're moving right along. A researcher said towns should make more playing fields. True or false? Okay, so when they say towns should make more playing fields, okay, so here's a town. So they should make more playing fields, like a baseball diamond. So maybe they should make more baseball fields or soccer fields. They should make more playing fields. True or false? Is this what they said? What do you think? So remember this idiom. Is this what the idiom means? Somebody has said false, and yes, that is the correct answer. Now, why is this false? What did they actually mean? Okay, so someone said they need to level the playing fields. Level the playing fields. And you remember what that means, guys, to level the playing fields? Okay, so I think you actually need an S. Yes, it means to make things more equal or accessible for everybody. Okay, so number 7. Let me erase this. Number 7. Okay. A researcher wants all people, they want all people to have fair access to the sea. True or false? So they think rich people, poor people, everybody should be able to have access to the sea. Everyone should be able to live closer to the sea. True or false? What do you guys think? Any thoughts? I see someone gave an answer and they said true. Yes, it is true. So they said, we need to help policymakers understand how to maximize the well-being benefits of blue spaces in towns. We need to ensure that access is fair and inclusive for everyone. Okay, and last question, number 8. A researcher was worried about protecting coastal environments. True or false? So they're worried about protecting coastal environments. What do you think? Was this true or was this false? You guys got your answers? I got an answer on the screen here, and that answer is true. Very good. So you notice at the very end, the last sentence is, we need to ensure that access is fair and inclusive for everyone while not damaging our fragile coastal environments. So people are worried about this for sure. Okay. Okay, so that's it. We are done the true and false. You guys did well. Thank you for giving me your answers. So let's get rid of this. Okay. And synonym match time. Okay, so you know how synonym match works, right? Synonym match. Okay. So this is where you're going to match words that are similar in meaning. So for example, a synonym for big is large. Almost the same meaning. Okay, so let's do this. Number 1, close to. Oh, this is a preposition. Hopefully you guys know the answer for this. This should be easy. Number 2, poor. Number 3, survey. Number 4, found. Number 5, symptoms. Symptoms. Number 6, experiences. Experiences. Number 7, improve. Okay, let's just leave it at those for now. All right, so number 1, close to. What is the synonym for close to? So we have a huge list of words on the left-hand side here that you can choose from. What's it going to be? Or the right-hand side, sorry. What is a synonym for close to? You should know this one. I got an answer on the screen. You guys at home watching this recording have it? Very good. So the answer, the synonym for close to is near. People who live near the ocean, people who live close to the ocean are happy. Poor. What is a synonym for poor? So that means, making not very much money. So another way to say poor is, I see an answer on the screen. You guys at home got it? The answer is indeed low income. Okay, number 3, survey. All right, so remember, to study why people are happier by the sea, they had to do a survey. They had to ask questions. So what's the synonym for survey? What do you think? Maybe I should be writing these new words on the board because I think they're very good. Okay, let's get rid of pedestrian. Okay, someone said questionnaire. Very good. Questionnaire. So questionnaire, survey, essentially the same thing. Survey. Okay. And what else? Number 4, found. Found. What is a good synonym for found? So researchers, they did a survey on people living near the ocean, and they found that people living near the ocean were happier than people who lived inland. Okay, so I got an answer. Someone has said, you guys at home got this? Discovered. Very good. Discovered. This is another good way to say found. Okay, symptoms. This might be a new word for you guys. Symptoms. Okay, so I'm going to give you an examples. Symptoms of COVID-19 include a dry cough, a fever, ooh, I'm hot, fatigue, ooh, and what else is a symptom? I think those are symptoms. Those are symptoms of COVID-19, coughing and a fever. So what is another way to say symptoms? Any thoughts? Okay, you guys at home have an answer? Because I have someone here who has an answer, and they said signs. Very good. Signs of COVID-19 include fever and coughing. Next, experiences. Okay, experiences. Oh, hold on. Okay, this might be tricky. Let me just quickly look at this. I may have done this wrong. Hopefully not. Okay, so let's see. This is F. Poor, low income. This is D. Survey, questionnaire. This is I. Found, discovered. This is J. Symptoms, signs. This is B. Okay, this one might be a little bit tricky. See if you can get it. If not, don't worry. So this is, experience. So this is the verb, not the noun, but this is the verb form. So for example, when I lived in Japan, I experienced a lot of different cultures and situations as a teacher. So that's what I mean by experience as a verb. Okay, I don't see any answers, but that's okay. So here the answer is face. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, huh? Face? Like this? No, not this face. This is a verb. It means to experience. So, for example, when I taught in Japan, I faced many challenges, such as a language barrier, because I couldn't speak Japanese and my students couldn't speak English too well. So that was a challenge that I faced. So to face something means to experience something. All right. And last, okay, number 7, improve. Improve. What do you guys think? To improve. So if you move to the coastline, your mental health will improve. Once we get a vaccination for COVID-19, hopefully everything will improve. So the answer is, for those at home watching, I do have someone here who has an answer for me. Make better. Make better. Okay, so that is our answer. Okay, so let's do the last 3. I'm just going to get rid of half of these. Let's just get rid of all of them. Ugh. We got 8 minutes left, guys. Okay. Number 8, roll. Number 9, ensure. And number 10, fragile. Okay, you should know fragile because I already explained it to you. Remember the wine glass picture? Okay, roll. So what is a role? So for example, when I was in the Christmas play as a kid, my role was a sheep. So I got to play the part of a sheep. That was my role. So what do you think role means? Like, what's a good synonym for role? Okay, I have an answer coming in. You guys got the answer? It is part. Okay, and ensure. To ensure. So to make sure, essentially. So for example, every time I go onto the train, I always ensure that I have my mask with me. I need to put on my mask when I go on the train. I ensure. I got some answers coming in again. Hopefully you guys at home have an answer for this. The answer here is make certain. And that means the last one, fragile. Same answer that's up here, delicate. Very good, guys. Excellent work. Well done. So smart. Okay, so, let's see. Let's finish off with discussion. We'll do some discussion for the last 6 minutes. We're almost done. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. Okay. I'll just get rid of that ugly drawing. Okay, so let's do discussion part A. Letter A. What do you think of living by the sea? What do you think of living by the sea? So if you're in the live class, please type out an answer for me. If you're watching this at home, do try to answer the question out loud if you can, okay? And just pretend that I can hear you. So, what do I think about living by the sea? I think it seems pretty nice to live by the sea. I would love to live by the sea. I mean, I live in New Westminster. It's about 20 kilometers from the sea, so I'm not too far. But I think it would be really nice if I could live right on the coast, have a beautiful view of the sea in front of me. I would really love that. I think it would be so cool. I feel like my mental health would go up. Okay, and I have a student say that they would like to live by the sea too. Nice. Yeah, I could get with that. I could understand that. People in downtown Vancouver who live in condos, especially tall condos, some of them can get a really nice view of the ocean because downtown Vancouver is right on the ocean. So those people are pretty lucky. Where I live on the second floor. So my husband and I, we don't really have a view of anything. Well, buildings. We have a view of buildings. That's it. And houses. Okay. Letter B. What are some good things about living by the sea? Good things about living by the sea. Oh, I can think of many good things. Okay, so what do you guys think? What are some good things about living by the sea? For me, I'm going to think of one example. Fresh seafood. You might be able to get some nice fresh fish for very cheap. Probably there's a fish market nearby. Any other thoughts? Somebody said nice view. Absolutely. Yeah. You get a really nice view. 100% for sure. I think so. Nice view, fresh seafood. Oh, somebody said beach access. Yeah, maybe. It depends if you live on a cliff or not. But sometimes you can have great beach access if you live by the sea. So that's pretty cool. What else? Maybe, what about gorgeous sunsets? Gorgeous sunsets. Oh, I love it. Gorgeous. Yeah, that's quite possible. So yeah, if you guys can think of any other good things, definitely let me know. Okay, let's do one more question. Let's do letter D. I think letter D is a good one. Letter D. All right. How happy are you with where you live right now? So how happy are you with where you live? What do you guys think? For me, I feel like I'm middle of the road. I do wish I had a yard so I could plant a garden. And I do wish I had a bit of a nicer view because from our deck, from our terrace, all we can really see we can see other people's houses and condos, then the street. That's about it. It's an okay view. It's not the worst view, but it's not the nicest view. We used to have a view of the Fraser River, which was nice, but then condos went up. Now we can't see the river anymore. And we used to have a view of a big mountain. It was called Mount Baker. This mountain is in the United States, but we used to be able to see it from our condo. But then, what do you know? Some other really big condo went up, and now we can't see the mountain anymore. So I don't mind the place where I live, but I do wish we had a bit of a nicer view where we were. But oh well, what can you do, hey? All right, guys, so we are at the end of our class. Thank you very much for your participation. You did an excellent job today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye. Bye.